In this volume, I have the Peabody Awards. Of course, Todd Stashwick is still looking for 2 new artists to join his ProgCore team. Starfleet Academy gets a brand new cast member. And of course, remembrances and birthdays. This is the Star Trek Void, where I try to fill in the gaps between new episodes with a little news, a little information, and hopefully a little entertainment. And let's get started right away with those birthdays. As per usual, nearly all of these birthdays will be provided by StarTrek.com. We are going to start off with a very happy birthday to Adrienne Barbeau, Senator Kritak, and the Star Trek Deep Space Nine episode Inter Arma Enam Silent Leges. She played Maud's daughter Carol on the groundbreaking 1970s sitcom Maud, originated the role of Rizzo in Grease on Broadway in the 1970s, and starred in The Fog. Very happy birthday to Adrienne. And for our remembrances, on his birthday, remembering Manny Cotto, the showrunner on the 4th season of Star Trek Enterprise after writing several episodes in season 3. If you can, please donate to PanCan in his name. What a wonderful way to honor him. And our final remembrance, on his birthday, remembering Bernie Casey, who played Lieutenant Commander Calvin Hudson on the 2-part Star Trek Deep Space Nine episode, The Maquis. He took the role for the opportunity to work with Avery Brooks. Hashtag Star Trek. How very cool that he had the opportunity to work with somebody that he wanted to. That is really nice. And now everybody was so excited about this. I was anyway. Peabody Award recipient Star Trek. This is shared by Anson Mount, getting ready for the Peabody Awards and trying to think of all the wrong things I could do. Thoughts? Well, thankfully, this is too late for me to make any really poor suggestion. So what a really cool award, though. I do like it. It's very simple, but classic. And of course, I have tons of images, not all of the images because there were a lot, but a lot of images from the crew, the cast, going there. You can see, gosh, just so many different actors from the show, including showrunners too. Terry's in the middle there. We've got LeVar. We've got Ethan in the front row there. Cruz at the end right next to Doug. Well, yeah, and one of my favorite captains of the Enterprise, Archer at the far end there. So a nice mixture of Star Trek folks. And another view of the same group of folks, but on stage here as they're accepting. And we've got, I didn't see Tawny in the first run. There's Alex Kurtman in the front by the microphone, in front of the microphone. Of course, he would have to make some remarks. Very nice image. And yet another group picture, smiling faces. And they look like they had a good time too. So I hope they really did enjoy themselves. This is not all. There are lots of images. I didn't grab all of them. I grabbed a nice variation of them though, I think. For instance, Jerry Ryan, our own very 7 of 9 here, One Impossible Thing at a Time, shares this picture with the simple caption of, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." Yes, we are still waiting to find out about Legacy. Hope is not lost. Terry Matalas is going to be making, between 6 and 9 episodes of one show. Plenty of time for us to still get our Star Trek Legacy. And Jerry looks like she's having a good time, too. And LeVar Burton shares this post, a few words from my friend Sir Patrick Stew at the Peabody Awards the other night. Star Trek was honored with the Institutional Award. The Peabodys recognize excellence in storytelling. They're like the Oscars for people like me. Oh, yes, of course. Mr. Reading Rainbow himself, of course, he wants a good story. And he was part of a story that won a Peabody Award. So that has to be fantastic. But I would really like to hear what Patrick Stewart had to say about the time. Very nice. We should all applaud.
I'm very emotional. I feel so honored in this awards ceremony, unlike any awards ceremony I have ever imagined or indeed ever been part of. It is extraordinary, and I congratulate all of the winners, but also all of those who support and work and represent, because it is also in that direction that advancement and liberty and democracy will proceed. Thank you.
That was wonderful. A very simple yet poignant continues to bring into focus not just social issues, but individual issues as well. And I think that we who may not have the everyday opportunity to be around a varied society. Star Trek kind of gives us that. I know I've learned a lot from watching Star Trek and social advancements. My little town is not the most socially advanced, so I do appreciate Star Trek and its ability to give us a wider view of society. But on with some more images. As Wilson Cruz shares this picture, oh my gosh, you look so nicely put together. Nicely put together, I should say. It was a privilege to stand with my Star Trek family as this incredible franchise, this American mythology, is honored with the Institutional Award at last night's 2024 Peabody Awards. An inspiring night that included honors to Mel Brooks and Quintab, along with recipients of Peabody Awards, in which honors excellence in storytelling that reflects the social issues and the emerging voices of our day. Nothing moves me more than that. And grooming is by Kimberly Bragg alone, who needs some credit because he always looks very nicely put together, whether it's an Instagram photo or something where he's out and about in the world. And of course, Terry Metalis is in on the celebration as well. Congratulations to Star Trek at the 84th Peabody Awards. Again, looking very nice. He was so hardworking this past couple of seasons of Picard, and he's gotten his recognition for the hard work he put in, especially in that third season. So very cool. Very nice, Terry. And as I said, one of my favorite Enterprise captains, Scott Bakula, there for representing Archer. And this one is shared by Tango Pikes Horse, President Archer of the United Federation of Planets. And this share by TrekCore.com, Alex Kurtzman honors BJ Trimble, perhaps the greatest of all Star Trek fans, at last night's Peabody Awards ceremony. Yes, of course, you know, BJ, in this case I said BJ, my apologies. BJ Trimble, of course, was the second part of the duo that helped to do a write-in campaign, very similar to what we are trying to do now for Legacy, but that allowed us to get that third season of Star Trek, the original series. That's very cool. And I like her hair. So the Peabody Awards was a good time. I think everyone did enjoy themselves quite a bit. We are going to switch gears though for now and go to some of our artists. I do have two again this week. One who created a poster, very different kind of poster than I've seen lately, and a painting that was commissioned. But first off, yeah, this poster here I think is quite different than a lot of the ones I've seen and shared because it's a lot more simple and focused on the characters. This one is shared by Jodie Pickens, but she's not the artist, who is ready for some Star Trek Legacy fun. I am. Here is a Trek spotting poster created by talented friend Lena. She's on IG and Threads. You'll be able to see her full IG here in just a minute. But yeah, we've got the crew that we would hope to see, or at least people that we want to see in Legacy, including Worf, because, you know, we need a special guest every now and then. You have to check on Rafi. Jack is there. 7 of 9, of course. And somebody that I think a lot of people kind of overlook, Elnor, because he would be a graduate of the Academy, obviously, especially by the time the show starts. But he would be a perfect addition to the series. I think that his character would play off very nicely to Jack's because, you know, Jack is a good secret keeper and, you know, kind of a thief and causing some trouble out in the world. And Elnor is full of complete candor. I think that they would make awesome opposites buddies, you know. We need to get them on board a ship and let them have some crazy adventures. I do believe that the first couple would probably resemble something like Icheb and Q Jr.'s adventures, but I do think that they would make good friends eventually and kind of teach each other something. And if you weren't quite sure how you felt about that first poster, here's another one in the same style, but a little different. Again, I enjoy this. I enjoy the choose 7, choose Starfleet, choose the Enterprise, choose Rafi, choose your crew, choose the future, choose Legacy. Up at the corner, again, also shared by Jodie Pickens. And we can see Lena Whitaker's @ here, so you can follow her on Instagram and Threads. And as for the painting, yes, this artist was commissioned to paint Deep Space Nine. The detail she put into it is really incredible. Got the Defiant on the edge here. I do believe we will see the full painting. When I first recorded this video and forgot to turn on my microphone while it was on, but apparently sound wasn't picked up, I read through this whole spiel here. I'm not going to do that again. You are very free to read it, but she is very Glad that she got this challenging commission. Gave her a chance to try and really hone in on her detail work. And again, it looks beautiful. It looks wonderful. This is done by Jenny R. Johnson Art, and you can follow her on Instagram. And if you would like to have a commissioned piece of painting for Star Trek, I would say contact her because that's magnificent. And if you yourself are an artist, then you definitely need to check out Todd's call for artists for his ProgCore project. I don't know. ProgCore Fantasy. Today we are announcing our ProgCore Artist Quest. I did share this post with you in my last video, but I do want to make sure that as many people who want to try are able to. So please pass this around to any artist friends you know. He's looking for, the dark fantasy artist. So no new pieces for him. Something that you've already done. Let him see it. They're going to pick out at least, I believe, just 2 artists, and you could be one of them. Moving right along in our news and information, we have Discovery Season 5 and complete series arrive on Blu-ray and DVD in August. So, not until August will you be able to watch your complete series of Discovery without internet. In August, because you can watch the complete series right now on Paramount Plus as long as you have a login. So you can enjoy it now. You can enjoy it later. You can enjoy it always. I personally am doing another rewatch of Picard. Just finished season 2. We'll probably not do Discovery again for a little while because I rewatched the first 4 seasons right before season 5 came out. I do not want to get sick of it, and I really enjoy this show, so I do it in pieces. And now for that Starfleet Academy news. I promise, Star Trek on Paramount announces every Starfleet crew has their villain. We are beyond excited to announce that Paul Giamatti has joined the cast of Starfleet Academy as a recurring guest star, Star Trek. Now, here's my theory. If you notice, whenever Star Trek says, this is our villain, it almost always ends up not being the main bad villain of the series, of the show, whatever it is they're advertising. So I think he's the principal. Not really a villain, but maybe the teacher that all of the cadets despise, or maybe he's a maintenance worker who causes more trouble than he's worth. So yeah, I think it'll be fun to find out who he plays, but I would bet money he's not the biggest, baddest bad guy on that first season of Starfleet Academy. What do you guys think? Let me know below if you think I'm way out, but yeah, I think usually when they announce the bad guy, he's not the big bad guy. Now, I've talked for a second about legacy, and I have still high hopes that this will happen. Terry making a show for Marvel, whoop-de-doo. It's going to be, 6 to 9 episodes, and he'll be done. So he's still going to need a job after that, and Star Trek Legacy will be sitting there after the Picard movie. I think the timing will work out nicely. However, we do have another show that we are trying to get or maintain on our television screens, and that is Star Trek Lower Decks. But in case you're wondering, is it just the fans who want it? It's really not. Because I came across this great video, and I've knocked out the audio. I want you to know it's not my video. I will make sure I share the link. It is a YouTube video compilation of mini stars all saying Lower Decks, save Lower Decks. We need Lower Decks. It's an incredible number of stars. So I think that we all need to work for changing the future of Lower Decks and making sure that it gets a 6th season somewhere. And I do highly recommend you follow that link and watch the full video, because it is quite entertaining to watch so many different stars from so many different Star Trek shows actually sitting there going, Lower Decks, Lower Decks. It's kind of fantastic. So I think you should watch it. If you want to watch even more Star Trek stuff, don't worry, hang on to the end. I've got an idea for you. For those of you who come in and enjoyed this, thanks so much for viewing. I do appreciate it. I appreciate also my members and patrons who continue to support this channel, small as it may be. We are mighty, and we know way too much about Star Trek, and so we talk about it. And apparently I am the royal we today. If you did like this video, please don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and give that alerts bell a click so you'll know when the next video is coming out. And if you didn't get enough Star Trek information and just want a little bit more, please, may I suggest checking out any of my other Star Trek videos. I do have Outlander videos as well, and the occasional Doctor Who, Supernatural. They all pop up. But for the most part, you're going to find Star Trek, you're going to find Outlander, you're going to find other videos. And when you choose one of those, I'll see you there. one possible thing at a time shares this pick about and something I think everybody really did enjoy our